Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
Brandon Saller from Atreyu joining us.
How are we doing this lovely day?
Dude,
So
amazing.
good.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, as amazing as we can be, I suppose, given the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you got multiple Metallica flags in the background. You're not doing too shabby. You know what I mean? This is a
He's
quadruple
all-
Metallica vibe. I like this.
First 4 records.
I have a floating weird fish tank thing.
I like it.
It's good.
I have a painting I painted a long time
It's very
ago.
zen. This is a painting I'm painting at the moment.
Ooh. How long have you been like painting stuff for? Like, is that just a side thing that you enjoy?
Yeah, I think I started painting years ago. My wife's older brother lived with us for some time, and he's an incredible artist. His name's Mikey Reeves, and so we would always paint together, and I would always kind of get the bug here and there. So I kind of painted off and on, and then I hadn't painted in probably about a year. And obviously, when all this happened, it was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So I started painting again, and it's wonderful. It's just I'm not. As you can see, it's just chaos on canvas. It's just an absolute mess that turns out to be something cool, I think. So it's fun though.
I'm the exact same way. Like
Mhm.
I had a roommate, Danielle, who's an incredible artist, like not just painting, but I mean charcoals, just everything, you know?
Yeah.
And when we lived together, we would go and just grab some canvases and like sit on the floor on a Friday night and just paint whatever. And
Yeah.
it became very therapeutic.
Mhm.
So now it's like, I mean, this is, 10 years ago, but now it's like swirly lines and weird things. That
Yeah.
don't make sense, but whatever. I like them. I don't care.
Art doesn't matter what art is, as long as it's art that's being created. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
important part. Makes you feel something.
Exactly. And you
I
can
love it.
take that and you can apply that to painting, to music, to
Yeah.
or whatever.
Absolutely.
As you're
Absolutely.
creating, and you're getting what you need to get out of it. I think that's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. That's
Speaking
what it's
of
all
which,
about.
obviously you're Brandon. You're an artist. You have a band. They're called Atreyu.
I do.
Catch us up. What's up? I mean, you with Alex out of the band. I mean, does this? Did you guys have a moment of okay, now what? I mean, I know you do a lot of vocals, obviously, and now you're going to be the front man of Atreyu completely.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, I think a lot of people probably assume, I think people see things on the internet, they assume that it just happened. When you
What?
are in a band and you have a band that's been around for 20 plus years, there's obviously, it's a business as well. So you have to like really go through the motions and really think everything through and do everything properly. So this has been something that has been kind of happening for a while now. And obviously, we're putting out music. So we were in the studio and stuff like that. So, I mean, there was definitely the moment of when, everything sort of became present that this was going to happen. We kind of had to figure out, well, if this happens, what is the next move? You know what I mean? How do we go from here? Because the four of us are nowhere near done with this yet. And it's kind of one of those things where I think we were really sort of blessed with a moment last summer where we had to go to Europe without Al because of his back. Two things are completely unrelated and have nothing to do with each other really. But we had played in Europe and felt what that was like with the lineup that we will currently have, and it worked and felt strong. So when it came time to figure out what that was going to be, obviously Kyle Rosa was our first choice to play drums. If anyone knows me and Hell or High Water, obviously you guys do. Kyle is the drummer of Hell or High Water. He's one of my best friends and just a phenomenal human. So we kind of started playing with him and jamming with him and kind of going through the motions to see how it felt, and it still felt really great. So that's where we are now. And it's just, like I said, so much work has been done, and we've been working so hard at a lot of things that we just could not talk about until now. But it feels, today is the first day I've truly been able to breathe, I think, in the last 4 months. So it's a wonderful thing.
Well, welcome back to the living.
Dude, I'm so excited for you with this. Like, I love the fact that Kyle is coming in and stepping into this role now. I mean, obviously, Atreyu, a band for 20 plus years, you multiple albums. I mean, it's
Mhm.
been you and Alex for a while, but when there was that pause and that break, you went on and did a lot with Hell or High Water and
Mhm.
got more comfortable in that frontman position, which we talked about this before. It's a very different space to go from being behind a kit to being the frontman.
Yeah, nowhere to hide.
So yeah, so was this in making this decision as far as where Atreyu was going to move from here with Alex out of the band? Was it a very kind of simple decision in that you were going to take over that spot and not do drums and bring Kyle in, or more complicated than that?
It was kind of brought up by the rest of the guys. I I kind of made a stance where it was like, like I'm not going to be the one to decides if this happens or not, because that just it's kind of not my position. And I love the dudes for that. They all have faith in me from what they've seen with Hell or High Water and what they've seen me do last summer, and how fans reacted. They all, it was a unanimous, like, this is how this should be. Because obviously there was a moment where it was like, well, do we just continue as is and we don't have a front man? And like that was the one thing I didn't like. I was like, I don't like that. We're a band that we're a front man band. You know what I mean? And I personally like, that's my type of band. Like I love a guy up front controlling and just being in the mix. And so then we obviously had the discussion of like, well, do we get someone else? Who do we bring in? And it was kind of like, we've been a band for so long that to take away something that's been a part of it, and then also take away something else, like something else new, you know what I mean? Like a new voice, I think would completely shatter people. Whereas I think just having me, everyone knows me, and every Atreyu fan knows my voice and knows what it is in the band, and it's still there. And we just integrated, Porter doing a lot more of the screaming stuff. I'm doing some of the screaming stuff on the record, but most of it's Porter. And if you know our last 5 records, you know his voice too. You know what I mean? So it's like he's since he's been in the band, he's been screaming on records and he's been in the mix. So it still felt really familiar. You know what I mean? And we're trying to take ourselves outside of the band and put ourselves in the fans' shoes. And this still feels so much like Atreyu. And I feel like, we're stronger than ever, and it feels good. And we all are so excited for this, because you get that moment. And I've talked to you about this with Hell or High Water, where you get that proving ground again, and you get that, like, that 15-year-old fire in your belly to just like go out there and show people what you're working with. And we all have that again, which feels really fortunate to have as a band that's been around for over 2 decades. Like, I feel like that's rare, and we all are just excited, really excited.
That is very exciting.
Just fire it
Yeah.
right back up and that fire in your belly again, man.
For sure.
That's got to be amazing. And you made a good point, Brandon, about your voice. Atreyu fans know your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Even not to sit and talk about like mainstream radio world, but let's take those songs for example. The choruses, the sing along parts, those are your voice.
Yeah.
But you and Alex had such a dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
The way you two were able to play off each other. I mean, I've seen you guys live a dozen times in my life, from Warped Tour days and being 20 years old to now. And that play was amazing. But I love the fact that this is what you guys decided with, instead of getting somebody else and having somebody like Kyle come in and play drums, because it does make sense from an Atreyu fan standpoint, even, because I'm a big fan. Like I know I'm still going to hear what I want to hear the way I want to hear it.
For sure. And it really is. And it was really important to us when, like, putting together this new album, is that it was really important for us to keep that dynamic. And that was something that Porter specifically was like, we have to make sure we keep this dynamic in the band. So he and I are doing a lot together. And we always joke, we're like the Transformer of screams. It's like I'm okay and he's really good, but we put us together, it's something cool. But like, you can hear it on Save Us, but it's like, it's one of those things where, like, we wanted to keep that dynamic, and literally everyone in the band is singing on the new record. Everyone. Like, Dan has a bridge that he sings by himself. Everyone sang harmonies. Like, even Kyle, he came in later. Like, he didn't play on the record. I still played drums on the album, but like, he has harmonies on the record just because it was like, he has a great voice. So everyone is involved vocally, which is really fun too.
I love that. Like, as a fan, like Cutter said, I mean, I've been a fan of you. It's always very surreal to me to talk to you now because, like, I was a fan for a long time, and like now you're one of the people in the industry, band-wise. I probably talk to you more than anybody else. And
Now we're
like,
just buds.
yeah, like I don't have that like, oh my God, it's Brandon
You guys
from
go ahead.
Atreyu kind of feeling.
Hey, we're buds too.
But it's such a weird thing, you know, because it's like that, oh man, like, oh cool, Brandon, I got a new song from Brandon. Oh, I can't wait to listen. And then it's like, holy crap, like Atreyu, this is blowing my mind. And as a fan and listening to this new song, listening to Save Us, I don't, as much as I love Alex and all of what you guys have done together over the last 20 years, I don't feel like I'm missing something with this record. Like, I'm aware that Alex isn't there, but I'm not missing Atreyu. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense, and that was a very important thing for us, and that's awesome coming from a longtime fan to say that. And you're not the only one that's saying that so far. I think a lot of people expected us to, like, for some reason, put out a pop album. A lot of people expected us to just, like, all the, like, you know, internet idiots are just like, oh, Greg, you're such Fall Out Boy now. It's probably the heaviest record we've made in a long time. And, like, that's not to say there's, like, some freaking pop style stuff on there. Like, there is, just like every other Atreyu album. You know what I mean? Like, every record we've done for the past decade plus has had those moments, and that's always been the band we are. But I mean, it's brutal, and it still feels like Atreyu to me. This isn't a slight on Al at all. But, like, there's a lot of people, not everyone lives and breathes on the internet. There's a lot of people that will hear this just on the radio or whatever and have no idea, because it's not a crazy departure style-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this song says anything, it's called Save Us. Obviously, now it's available. If this song says anything, 2.5 minutes of just balls to the wall. I mean,
yeah.
Like, it's not like you guys came out with a ballad or a.
No, there's none of that.
All of a sudden, there's a DJ and a drum machine. Like, it's
exactly. It's 2.5 minutes of blistering, just punishing music, and it speaks volumes right now too. I mean, this song, we wrote this song like back in like January.
Okay.
Like right before all of this shit was happening.
Right.
But the world was already fucked. Like. we were already like up to our necks, and then all of this happened. So for us, this song has been something we were talking about the 2020 thing. I'm like, you know, the year started with Australia on fire. Like, literally, the entire continent was on fire. That's how the year started. We went there right after that. We almost canceled our Australian tour because we were like, is this good? Like, is this insensitive to go there right now? And the promoter was like, no, like, the fires are being contained, but like, you have no idea what these people want. These people need an escape. Like, you canceling your tour would mean the one thing they were looking forward to is not happening anymore. So like, we went right after that, and like, morale was good. People were stoked. And then literally the day we left Australia, it was like, oh, first COVID case announced in Australia. We're like, oh, glad we're getting out of here. Like, this stuff won't go home. This stuff won't get to our country. And then just implosion. But we've been sitting on these lyrics and this song and this meaning for fucking months. And it's like, this is a song for the people right now. Like, this is a real thing. Like, everyone, I think, is feeling this. And I think it's, for us, it's like, this all starts here. Saving anything starts here. Improving the world, your family, your surroundings, anything starts inside here. So like, that song, that's like, this is that song where it's like, we can all make this better. We can all help this. Every part of it, the racial inequality, the human rights issues, the fires, the COVID, the everything. We can all fix this, but it starts right here. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's like, this is something we've all just been waiting to just get out for months now. Like, the people need to hear this song.
Well, it's definitely needed and wanted and loved. Like, this, when you sent it to me, I was like, holy shit, this is so good. I must have listened to it like 3 or 4 times in a row, just pow, 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 knocking it out.
Yeah.
Like really listening to the lyrics and then really taking in the sound of the song as well, which is so aggressive.
Yeah.
But also, like, I gotta say, I mean, as a fan of your other projects between Hell or High Water and American Gentleman, I can hear the influence of both projects inside of it. Which to have something like Hell or High Water, which is like a solid rock band, and American Gentleman, which is like EDM, hip hop, fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
To have those two as an influence inside of one of, I think, Atreyu's most brutal songs either I've ever heard or in the last, 10 years or so.
Yeah.
That is a real test to your creativity, growth, and your ability as a band to still take your personal creativity and make it an Atreyu song.
Absolutely. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I agree. I think that, I mean, we've always been that band that like forward motion is necessary. Progression is necessary. You can hear it clearly in all of our albums. Even the albums that where we like, maybe like Long Live, we took a step back and we're like, let's kind of harken that like classic kind of like youthful angst that we had when we started, but it still was super heavy and super aggressive, but like all these new fresh things that we learned along the way, it still sounded different. And so that's just necessary for us. I appreciate you noticing that, just because it's something that we definitely strive for as a band.
I love it. I want more, damn it.
What's funny is Cutter, I don't know if she told you, I think I sent you Save Us like the day before you guys got it or something.
Right.
I think I was just too excited and was like, hey, I hear you guys are getting some songs. Like, you want to hear one? Like sent her a song. Then I sent her an edit of the video that it wasn't even done. It was like the shitty like first edit of the video. I was like, oh no, don't watch that. And she's like, this looks cool. I'm like, no, that's the wrong thing. I accidentally sent you that on accident. But
I was like, too soon.
Yeah, you get to see the behind the scenes.
I've
You're gonna watch the
watched
actual video and be like, whoa, he should not have sent this to me.
Like the raw video of it was so cool. I was like, oh, this is so weird. That's when as I was watching it, all of a sudden I went, wait a second. You're not playing drums too? Who's on drums? I'm so confused.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people will do the same thing when they see the video.
Yeah, this is how excited she was. She literally called me. We got new Atreyu. We talked to Brandon. We got new Atreyu. Like, okay. And then she told me about the video thing. But joke's on you, Katie. The video is completely different than what he sent you.
That's okay.
It really is. It totally is.
Then I have something special.
Is it really?
You do. And you know what? I'm just glad I sent it to someone that I trust, because I was like, oh fuck, I really screwed this one up. Like,
Never. I will never, ever. Like, it's so. There are moments in this business, and I know you have them too, as an artist, as a DJ, inside the music industry. There are moments in this business that the reality of it kind of hits you. There's this, oh cool, I'm talking to Brandon, oh he's got new music, this is great, I'm so excited, oh wow, this is awesome, like I'm really pumped, and just having this conversation. And then, oh cool, got a video, whatever. And then it's like, an hour later when you're going, all right, I need to think like work-wise about this. Yeah. Holy shit, Atreyu, I got to hear this before other people, and I got to be like, this is awesome. Like, this is what I get to do? What?
This is my job?
Yeah, it's that moment of like, wait a second, this band that like I've been a fan of since I was, like Cutter said, I mean, early Warped Tour days. Like, we're talking, what, 2001, 2002? I mean,
it's been a while.
So I was...
Ozfest. That was the one where I saw Atreyu. It was, God, Lip Gloss and Black probably was on TV, Headbangers Ball maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was Ozfest, second stage. That is
kind of where it all started.
Love with Atreyu.
I mean, I'm talking Atreyu fan before I was in radio Atreyu fan. You know what I'm saying? So like, at that point in time in your life, you're like, wow, it'd be so cool to like to see this band live. And now it's like, what's up, dude?
Now we're just sitting in our houses talking to each other.
Right?
Yeah.
Talking about
talking about our paintings, yeah.
Right?
Hey, speaking of sitting in your house, thank you so much, by the way, for doing the acoustic thing you did for us.
Of course.
Yeah.
I wish I would. It's
You know,
funny because back then I had like nothing. I've been on Twitch for the past like 7 months or so, and that's progressively grown. And I have like an actual rig that is not caveman style. But I wish I would have had that now. I could have gotten you guys a much better product. But I do appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh my God, that
What was
was
the
so
fun of that? Katie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I'm wrong. I think that was the fun of that because you weren't the only one who did it like that. You know,
for sure.
Tyler from Theory is just in his basement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mike from The Violent was in his bathroom.
Yeah,
That's funny.
he did it in his bathroom.
Sounds good in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like best acoustic.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that was the first one we did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was so intimate and so cool, and it was so awesome that you were able to do that. And the Twitch streams are cool. I mean, they've gotten you've got quite the fan base there, Brandon.
My daughter's knocking on the door because she wants a kiss. Have a kiss. We do. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what's funny? I did one of these. I don't think it was for you guys. I did. There was one of the things where I had to, it might have been the one where I had to log into the Facebook. Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went the wrong one. That was so ridiculous. I went on and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's 3 people on here. And I'm like, and they're all my mom's friends. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, these are like my mom's friends. I was logged into my wife's Facebook, not yours.
Yeah. It was the funniest thing.
Logged into yours. It was like, it was like up to like 150 people in like a second. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. This is cool.
It was funny because like I was messaging you, and then Ryan from National Event Promotions, he's messaging me, and he's like, where's Brandon? I'm like, he says he's on, but I don't see him. I'm so confused. And then a couple minutes later, it was like
I got it.
Sorry about that. I was on my wife's page.
Yeah, whoops. My wife's like, my mom's friends and my wife's like family members got to see me for like a half a song.
Exclusive. That's an
So
exclusive.
stupid. Super exclusive.
But that's the stuff that's so cool, you know, and I love that was so early on, and that now you've really built your Twitch channel. I mean,
Yeah.
you're over there like cooking shit and everything. Like, what
Yeah.
the?
It's awesome, man.
Gonna make me dinner next time you're in Green Bay?
Oh hell yeah! I would love to cook. We'll just do another one of those things where we go to someone's house, but then let's all just cook at their house.
Yes.
That's
Hey, I
part of
just
the
ran
deal.
into that guy
Done.
not that long ago.
Really?
Yeah, he showed me some pictures. That was
That's
fun.
awesome.
That I
Not of the day that we spent, just in general.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You show us
No,
the
there
pictures.
was a picture of later that evening of me wearing the female lead singer of one of the other band's underwear.
Yeah, we didn't go back. We
Yeah,
left
sure.
and we were like, I don't think we can go back tonight.
Yeah, you know,
I
it
don't
got
think
to
it's
another
gonna-
level, Brandon. It got to another level after that. Like we're just
Yeah, we had every intention.
take over this dude's house. We did this backyard barbecue thing with
Mhm.
Hell or High Water and Stitched Apart, and we just took over this dude's house. They're doing laundry. Stitched Apart's doing laundry in his basement.
Yeah, we were just eating
and
like
we're
hot
just
dogs and drinking beers,
food.
playing stuff. and
Yeah.
drinking more beers. And
Drinking a lot.
more.
Yeah,
more
there
beers.
were more people than what were invited to staying over because there was no driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we had one dude. One of us didn't drink. I don't remember which one, but we like we're gonna go back to the hotel and then we'll come back. And then it was like we can't go back. There's no way. All of us were just like passing out on the hotel. But yeah, that was good. That was a good time. Very good time. That's funny that you ran into him.
Really interesting experience.
Absolutely.
That was a lot of fun. Those are those
Yeah.
things that really stand out, I think,
Mhm.
over the course of time. Do you think that something like that is like would you ever, for example, do a short tour, like a 5-house tour or something like that, of something similar?
I've thought about doing that. I love those experiences. I love on the last, even just on the last tour we did on the 20-year anniversary tour, usually me and Travis, sometimes Dan would come out. We would, after the show, like if it was a fucking crazy show, I'd be like, meet us out by the bus in 10 minutes and we'll play more songs. And we'd play like 2 acoustic songs just to like a crowd of people. And we did it maybe like 4 times and it was so awesome. There's like people crowd surfing outside. There's no mic. There's no nothing. It's just like an extra little thing. I love those things. I love those experiences. Like that's why we started doing like the VIP thing. Like, we love that interaction. I think it's cool to like have that connection. So like, I'm all about those cool, weird, quirky things, you know?
Speaking of all that, man, there are, as of this week, a couple tours have been announced for 2021. Some festivals are starting to come out with information for 2021. What are you thinking from your end, what that's going to look like?
That I want to as soon as possible.
Right.
We obviously, a lot of things were up in the air for us because we couldn't start booking anything without having people know what it's going to be. Right. There's obviously a lot of logistics involved in that on the business end, but I know that we're definitely going to be starting to try and figure that out, and we're gung ho. Like we want to get back out as soon as it's safe to do so. I've brought up multiple times like the drive-in thing to our management and stuff like that, and at first it was like, country artists are doing that, like it's weird, and I'm like, but Beartooth did it. You know what I mean? So like, I want to talk to them. And did you guys go?
I did not.
Okay.
I was going to, and then it was like, the cases Wisconsin just continues to go up, and I'm just gonna
not do that.
I'm gonna not risk. I've seen Beartooth so many times.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to and want to see him, but
no, you're just smart. You're just smart.
Like I'm just gonna step back.
Yeah, but I mean that show's sold out. Like it's sold out.
I was gonna go and decided last minute not to. I do have a part-time job and they needed help and I needed so
yeah. It's all good.
Really, it's just not a friends club, but
for sure. But now that they did a show, I'm like, I want to talk to the dudes in the band and be like, how was that? How was the fans? Did they like it? I would do that in Southern California. Hell, put me on a bus, get tested every week, everyone on the bus, everyone that's in local crews wearing masks, be precautionary. I would do a fucking drive-in tour. That way we could go play shows and like connect even from a while away, feet away in a car, like whatever. I've been seeing like some DJs doing like shows where like you buy like your own little like gated in 10 by 10 square, and each of them are 6 feet apart. You stay in your square, mask on the whole show, no matter what. You can like bring signs and like people are decorating their little thing, but you're like at a show, they're like going fucking bonkers and they're in their own little contained thing. I want to see like if there's any like case spikes from those or in those towns and all that stuff, but like it seems like people are trying to figure it out. We definitely are booked on a couple festivals that we were already booked on but then got moved, so that's exciting. We have at least that to look forward to, and I hope by then we can just start booking tours around those festivals. So yeah, we're definitely eager.
Feel, with the release of this song and kind of the way in which stuff has been done in the past. Usually there's a single, then a month or two later you're getting album information and probably another single's coming out, you're booking a tour. Like obviously that's completely different. So what is your game plan? What can you tell us about what your game plan is moving forward from this song on?
I think that the album might not come as soon as people think, but things will come. Okay. For us, it was us wanting to get this news out and be able to take a breath and actually start this new journey and this kind of new adventure. And releasing Save Us is the first step of that. Our fans can expect more music and content and videos and such and such and such and such, but essentially just wanted the world to know that we're not only still here, but like we're very much back, and
oh yeah,
they don't have to worry about that anymore. So we're excited for that, but our fans can definitely expect to be seeing things.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is the video coming today as well later?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I know we're doing this so quick as far as like talk song that we didn't even get a chance to check to see if the video was coming out.
It's today, I think at 2:30.
Okay.
2:30 our time. 2:30 my time. So like
4:30 our time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. By the way, I'm going to say this officially on this conversation. I saw, and I love, Sirius XM. I'm going to bring this up for just 1 second. I love Vinny at Octane. Vinny at Octane is one of my favorite people in the world, but I also love the best shit. And we think a lot alike as far as radio stuff goes, and honestly, he's a good guy. But I know they're supposed to have the exclusive premiere at what is 4 p.m. Central Time of Atreyu Save Us. Fuck it, it's Atreyu Save Us on Razor 94.7. Seriously, thank you so much for the time, Brandon. We greatly appreciate it, man. Seriously, good luck with everything. Let's catch up again.
Absolutely,
anytime. There's more information in the record and stuff, and I know you two will talk every day like brother and sister.
We have to talk, or else I'll have nothing to journal about. No, you guys are friends, and I love you guys. You guys are great. Thank you. I appreciate your support, and thank you for just supporting everything I do. It's been awesome since the beginning with you guys, and I appreciate you guys a lot.
Dude, we love you, man.
Hell yeah. Enjoy that music. Everyone listening, enjoy that music.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in. Exactly.